I'm 29 years old, and just in case you missed it, I'm a woman and I use a wheelchair. Despite my gorgeous figure, confidence, and charismatic personality, I'm also single. Just FYI for any of the good-looking guys in the room. But that doesn't make me a future crazy cat lady. Not all women in wheelchairs are single. Most of my friends in wheelchairs are dating or married, though an abundance of ignorance makes the dating pool a little thinner. If that's hard to digest, you're going to find this next point a little overwhelming. Sex. Society thinks if you're in a wheelchair, you're not getting any. Women in wheelchairs are asexual, right? Wrong. Let's get this point out of the way right now. Disabled women have sex. Not that it's anyone's business, but people seem to think it is, especially on dating sites. The number one question I get asked is, can I have sex? Yes, I can, but it's not going to be with you. So, if we're not having sex, we can't be mothers either, right? For some of us, whether or not we want to have kids is still up in the air. But I assure you, we can, and we do. And if you're still questioning that statement, take a look at the 5 women behind me. All of these women have various disabilities, and all are very capable of being very good mothers. Many of them are my friends and colleagues. You know that old saying, if you've seen one, you've seen them all? That might work for some things, like shopping malls, but it's absolutely not true when it comes to disability. Disability is more than a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Disability is multidimensional and unique to each individual. Just like personality, just like the women you see here, we're all different. So don't make assumptions, unless those assumptions have to do with wheelchair jokes. Let's talk about those jokes. Take anything resembling Chattanooga choo-choo, references to speeding, or catching a ride out of your vocabulary. I'm not a taxi service, but I am an entrepreneur, and I might consider adding a little 2-person carriage on and start charging. But let's be serious. These jokes are awful. They're older than the wheelchair itself. I guarantee we've heard them all, and this is what we think of them all. We don't joke about your legs, so stop demeaning ours. When you see these images, what do you think? It takes a lot of courage to be disabled. Maybe he's got the right attitude about overcoming his life. I hope not. Because attitude does not change my disability. I'm not a superhero for getting up and living my life. I'm disabled, and I take pride in my disability culture. It's part of my identity. But I'm also just an ordinary person doing ordinary things. I'm also not sitting around waiting for a cure all day. Cure culture is running rampant in our society, where people are so afraid of disability, they think it needs to be eradicated. I do not need to be erased. My disability is part of my identity. Not everyone with a disability feels that way, and I'd be lying if I said I love taking heart medication every day. But not all of us want to wake up tomorrow and walk. Some of us love who we are. Similarly, we don't always need help with daily tasks. Someone in a manual wheelchair is very capable of pushing themselves, and chivalry is awesome. But if you see us opening the door, don't run up and snatch it from us. It's rude and dangerous. We can drive, just got my permit. We can open doors and push our own chairs. We're independent people, and we know when we need help. But if you're unsure, ask us. Just don't take offense if we say no. And I don't have a lot of free time, but when I do, I spend it all doing nothing but crocheting, watching Netflix, and reading. Said no 25-year-old woman ever. I do all of those things, but I'm also very active. A lot of women in wheelchairs are. I work out, I go canoeing, I hike, and I skydive. I've been whitewater rafting too, but I think I prefer jumping out of the airplane. And we have the perk of being carried by gorgeous men. In general, we get that people are curious. People want to understand what's foreign to their life experience. But don't forget that breaking your leg or any other temporary impairment does not mean you know what my life is like. No matter how many times you break your leg, you will never completely understand the barriers and discrimination I face. Disability is too complex and personal to fully comprehend in a 6-week time frame.